Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is just a test. If you hear drums in the background, I am so sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. Why, hello there. If you're wondering what this video is about, this is the dissemination for my final project for college. My project is based off of songwriting, and this video will go into detail about the songwriting process and the inspiration used to come up with my concept. And I'll go into further detail about what that's about. So stick around if you're interested, and yeah, let's hope I'm entertaining enough for you. Disclaimer before I start, I did make another video based on where I believe my project would be suitable in the musical industry, and in that video you will probably notice that I'm a little bit more nervous and I'm reading from a script. I am keeping that video the way it is because I think it serves it. I believe myself that it's not great, but I want to keep it there as it serves a reminder about where I was before I started this and where I've become now and what I've been able to achieve in this short time frame. So if you're interested in that video, I'll have it linked below, and yeah. Any references made in this video will be cited here at the bottom where my finger is, at the drums, and their references will be found in the description of this video alongside on my website. While looking for inspiration for the concept of my songwriting, I did struggle, admittedly, until we were given a report to look over in class. Now, this report was of the Beatles and their songwriting process and what they went through while they were writing it. And it really stuck with me. So in the article, it discussed how the Beatles would choose songs that they really loved and known well and respond to them. And that was the first time I heard of response songs. After doing a little bit more research, I've noticed that it was similar to diss tracks that you'd probably see all over YouTube if you were a big YouTube fan in 2015-2016 era. My favourite was from Daniel Howell, who couldn't find anyone to diss, so he wrote it about himself. That was really funny, and I really loved it, and I decided that's what I want to do. I want to write response songs. And it isn't actually just YouTube that you would find artists using this concept of response songs. Artists like Taylor Swift and Drake, very big for it, where someone will do them wrong or write about them, so they'll retaliate with their own words, which is pretty cool when you think about it. If I had all the time in the world to write a song, I would always go to my surefire method. That is getting my songwriting book out and getting pencil to paper, the old-fashioned way, as people would say. And I would start to mind map. So I would kind of start off with the inspiration about the story that I want to tell. I would try and find some writing schemes. I would think, what chord progression am I going to use? What key is this going to be in? Without even writing a single lyric or even thinking of the melody. So I realised quite quickly that what I normally do wasn't really working for me, especially since there was a time crunch involved with a deadline. And luckily, this process came to me very quickly and unexpectedly. So what I was doing was I was sitting, looking at the songs that I wanted to do responses to, with the lyrics up on screen, thinking. And I had my iPad and this little Apple Pencil in my hand. Yes, I own an Apple Pencil. How embarrassing, I know. And I was sitting there and I was like, I started humming to myself of like a nice kind of counter melody or just something that's like, I don't know, especially in The Hills, when I was writing about a response song to The Hills from The Weekend, I was like humming what I would want to say back. And then I thought, that's kind of good. Let me open the notes app on my iPad, just write it down of what I think. And then I thought, I kind of like the melody that I'm humming. Let me get my phone and record it so I can keep a mental note of it. And it kind of clicked there what I was doing. I was starting the songwriting process unconsciously. When I started to recognize what I was doing, I quickly got to work. I had the lyrics still up on the screen, and I started to just write everything down And the best thing about writing on a piece of technology, and you can do this by typing on your phone, typing on a laptop, or if you're like me, pretentious, with a pen, just quickly jot it down on your iPad. So look, I get to be chill. I'm lying on my bed while I'm doing this because, chill. This took half an hour, right? It doesn't say when exactly it was, but I just started this today, and it's the response song for Humans, Rag and Bone Man. I got one verse, second verse, a pre-chorus, and the whole chorus done. That took barely any time at all. And it's like, I think the reason is for this, it's really nice for my brain because, like, if I don't like it, very quick, I have an Apple Pencil with this, and it's like tap tap. Did you see that change down there? Tap tap, rub out right away, and pencil right away. So if I have a thought and I'm like, no, this word, like if I've had words like la la tea, oh, that one doesn't work. Quick, before I lose that thought, la. Wow, it's like my brain can keep track of the lyrics that I really want, so I can just quickly rub out and rub back in. Instead of pausing, being like, okay, I don't like this, grab my rubber, rub it out, put it back, and be like, okay, where am I? So I was cutting out the middleman by just quickly, right, oh, I don't like that, scribble, right, much quicker. And it was because of that quickness that I was able to retain what I was thinking in my head, so I could quickly get it to paper before it completely went, which it would normally do if I was writing on paper. And I think that's where I would always go wrong when it came to just trying to get things on my songwriting book. I would plan, and then when it was not going my way, when I was actually writing the songs, it would be a very slow process until I did, and then I would just come up with work that I wasn't too fond of, or that I would change later on anyway. So it's just all that time kind of wasted in a way. Although that's not to say that the traditional method of just pencil to paper doesn't work. It absolutely does, and it can be really lovely, getting away from tech, maybe sitting underneath a tree when it's sunny and just humming to yourself and writing things that come to your head. It can be very therapeutic, but when you have a time crunch and you have to do things at a professional standard, simply recording yourself on your phone can go a long way, and with the acknowledgement that it's not probably not going to be the final draft, and that's also really okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Another thing about my songwriting journey was my newfound love for Logic Pro. I really wanted to do more with it because it seems like it's such a really good software to use when writing songs and writing anything really, that I didn't want to just sit there and go to waste on my laptop. So I decided to use that, even though I'm technically a noob. And I was amazed at how much I was able to discover just by using it. I was able to manipulate the sound. If I hit a wrong note on the keyboard, I can edit it actually in Logic. If I didn't know how to do chords, because chords still, it kind of get me all frazzled, there is a chord trigger that I just randomly discovered. I have to share this because this is like an epiphany moment. I could do so much more stuff with this. So I've got the acoustic guitar here, right? An acoustic guitar wouldn't sound nice if you were just like using a MIDI keyboard, which I'm doing. But if you go here, put on a chords trigger and then an arpeggiator, it makes it like you actually have like nice little guitar chord things like this. Hold on. Or how cool is that? Oh my god, I love this. Best thing I ever found out. This video's getting a bit long, so I'll just wrap up my final thoughts involving the songwriting process. Throughout the year, I've discovered that a great way of doing songwriting is finding some sort of inspiration, and sometimes it'll come to you. Sometimes you don't have to force it. If you're on a time crunch like me, even just looking about how others go about their songwriting process can be very helpful, and you could find inspiration from them, like me with the Beatles. Another thing that I learned was there's no harm in changing up your songwriting methods one day, for the sole reason that you might find something that works for you so much better and can get the process done faster, and you get less stressed about it and all this good stuff. And that you don't need like the most newfangled tech for this stuff, just something as simple as like recording. It's also fine. If you have more, that's great, utilize it. If you have less, that's also great, utilize that. And the last thing I learned was the more time that you spend on something, the easier it'll be. Specifically me with DAWs, I learned how to use it by videos online, by just if I didn't understand something, quick Google search, and self-discovery. And how exciting it was to find things being like, oh, I can use this to do this. Yes! It's the best feeling. And I think this is completely off topic, but overall the thing I loved the most about the songwriting project was self-discovery and the things that I could do that I never thought I could. And I think that's the thing I'm taking away from this the most, that I can do this. And you can too. Definitely. Just believe in yourself. If something's not working, change it up a little. You'd be surprised on how much it can really do for you. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to see any of the references I've mentioned, they are referenced below, and there is a link towards my website where you can see these references again. And if you're interested in the songs I wrote, they're also there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.